And here we go. Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you had a great week, and let's get started. So, of course, we will start with the demos. Uh, I guess MG will do the demos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So yeah, let's go for it. Should we go in order? First the 8th. Who is presenting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
I am Emery and I.
All right.
Okay. So I'll go first, right? Or Emery, I'll go first. Yeah.
Okay, no, let me just go first. I'm going to present the feature we worked on, and you can explain the code. Is that okay?
No problem. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Okay, I'll just share my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So for issue 8, we're asked to add a new feature on the list view page. So for this feature, if the user doesn't have any list items in their list, it's meant to show a welcome prompt, which will also guide them to to add their very first list item. So so I'm going to sign in and simply demo the feature. Okay, so obviously I'm not a new user, but if I was, and let's say I come and I create a new list, call it houses. So let's assume this is my first list I created. So as you can see, when I navigate to the list page, I currently have no items on the list. So it's actually displaying a prompt, which is welcome to your list, ready to start your list. Click on the button below to add your very first item. So when the user clicks on the button, it takes them to the manage list page where they can add an item. Let's see, okay, I intend to buy a duplex, and I simply add that. Okay, not soon. Okay, so the item has been added to the database, and when I navigate back to the list page, I should see my item in the list. So it was basically what we worked on, basically trying to handle if the user has no item in the list, and if they don't have any item, they see a welcome prompt with a button to guide them to adding their very first list. And that's it for the feature we added.
Okay, great. So it's only if you don't have any item. If you don't have list.
Yes. If you don't have any item on your list.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's see the code.
Okay, IG, I'll be handing over to you.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
So we're asked to do, and the new feature was we should add it. So this will tell the user to actually to guide them to add the first item to the list. So if the list is kind of empty, it will tell them. So I'm going to head over to the list components. At the list component, to be able to do this, to display the welcome message, we created the welcome prompts by adding the JSX. Then to get the item, we got this data from the app.jss. Now, this data actually contains a list of items. So we use this. So if there is if there is a item already on the database for that particular user, then it won't show the welcome prompt for them. But if there's none, it will show the welcome prompt to them. So we use a ternary operator to be able to condition this. So that will be data.length. This length you're seeing right here is actually a native JavaScript property, which is being used to know the length of an item. It's being used for an array of loop or anything. So we use it to get the item that's on the list. So when you use data.length is less than 1, that's the condition we use. So if it is true, it shows this, then to show you if there's nothing on the database, it shows the user this. But if there's an item, it will display this back so they can filter their search for the particular item. So for them to, we actually create a button that will navigate them to the manage list. This data was being sent as a prop from the app.js at this place. So you can see it. So this is actually this page. Yeah. So that is its particular, and the navigation was gotten from the React router DOM that navigates them to the particular page. The user can actually create the page that the user can create the list.
Okay, great. Yeah, I like, I mean, it's clean, like this or the other. Tertiary, I think it's in English. The tertiary operator. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, it looks great.
All right, thank you.
Next one, who's starting?
Okay, so I will present the UI, and Khadija will do the code. So I'm going to share my screen in a bit. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, let me zoom in a bit. Oh, not here. Okay, so for you to see this functionality, you first have to click on a list that you know has items in it. So I'll click the first one. And then the difference here is that now the items have check boxes next to them. So I will just uncheck for now. And what it's supposed to do is if it will have to stay checked once you've ticked it off the list, basically. So if I refresh that, it should still say the same, and you can check this in the Firebase as well. next to the timestamp, you will see when that item was last edited. So you see this timestamp is literally a few seconds ago for this list. I unchecked both of them. So clothes. Oh no, I checked both of them again. So clothes and shoes. The date last purchase has now been set to a couple of seconds ago. Now the function is set to that it will uncheck itself if there's no further user interaction. So after 24 hours, obviously we're not going to sit here and wait for 24 hours. So I'll just edit the date. And let's see if it was supposed to uncheck itself. Yeah, see, so shoes has now unchecked itself because in Firebase it now thinks it's 1st of March. And yeah, that's how it works. Obviously, as a user, you can check and uncheck as you wish, but if there's no further interaction, then after 24 hours, it will automatically uncheck itself.
Okay, so the functionality is checking that you just purchase it, no?
What did you say?
The functionality is being able to check that you have just bought the clothes or the shoes, just purchased
Yeah,
the thing.
right.
Okay. Yeah. And after 24 hours, it knows that you just didn't do it. Okay. Let's go to the code part.
Okay.
All right, I can explain the code. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we worked on the list item component over here. So as you can see here, we have the list items basically being rendered. And then we added the label and of course the input for the checkbox. We created a state for the item check and of course to set the item at the start, it's going to be false. So then, we control it here using the on change, and we created a new function, set item purchased over here. So then, you basically can see that every time the user clicks on the checkbox, it changes the set item check into true, and the opposite, it would be into false as well. On top of that, it also initiates the update item function from Firebase. And the way that we did that for the update item here, so first it has to be pushed, the list path needs to be pushed, and also the item ID needs to be pushed here into the function. So of course, we created the reference first to the list path, and of course, it's inside of the items and the ID as well. And the function from Firebase is update doc. And what it does, it changes the date last purchased into the new date of when the person clicks the checkbox. And when it comes to the total purchases, it increments 1 every time that you press the box, basically. So then we can keep track of how many purchases the user makes for the specific item, basically.
Go. You finished? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One more is of course, the date last purchase. Sorry about that.
Shall I explain that one, or if?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would be
So
nice.
I'll take over from Khadija here. If you unshare your screen.
Yes, sure.
Okay, I will share my screen now. Okay, can everyone see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, so date last purchased, it will basically check the timestamp and compare it to if it's been less than 24 hours. So it's a use effect. So if date last purchase, and then I've created a const here for the 24 hours because it's for some reason it changes to milliseconds. So converted that to milliseconds. And then it will see the current time, and the current time is it just grabs this basically from it's a JavaScript function. And the if statement here will check if the current time minus date last purchase has been less than 24 hours. And if that's true, then set item checked will change. And yeah, that's when this will change as well. That's when the checkbox will change.
So you pass through, so it becomes false, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you pass the contrary. Okay, I have questions because I don't know JavaScript, but is the get time and the date is like in UTC, or is it like whatever time zone? Have you considered the time zones?
I think it will just grab from your local, from whatever
Okay.
time zone you're working with.
This is like a general tip with
Mhm.
working with time, because working with time is horrible. It's better to have everything stored in UTC. So
Okay.
it's you compared everything with UTC, so it's like a set time, because if you travel, has it been 24 hours? So it's always better not to work with local times unless you need it. But if you work with local times, you have to manage working with local times with daylight savings and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
Just so you know. And I'm wondering if there is like a, because maybe there is not a way to do the 24 hours in JavaScript that is easier. I don't know. I'm just asking because
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Henry, maybe it's more than UTC is like the server time, which probably is UTC. It's what happens normally.
No, this is local. This is local.
Yeah, it's local time. Okay, just to be when we're working with times, because they are a pain in the ass. It's good to have that in mind. More if you have different time zones in your own country, which can be horrible.
Yeah.
So can you go down? What is all these things that you have commented?
Okay, so at first I wanted to be able, I didn't know that you could change the timestamp from Firebase, so I just like did a const 1 minute to see if it would uncheck after 1 minute. So that's really what you're seeing commented out. And this is some stuff that I do with Reda. Apparently I didn't need to you have a second use effect. I could have just done the changes here. So that's why this has been commented out. And this was the local storage that was unnecessary because we need to connect it to the Firebase.
Okay, yeah, so it's saved for real. So yeah, after, if you can clean up because it's not necessary.
Yeah.
And I didn't see in Firebase now, I'm just curious, you stored also how many times it was purchased, so it's in the Firebase saved?
Yes, it will increment.
Yeah, in the database. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, it works. Nice. I'm happy both issues were in the production environment. It makes me happy that it wasn't local.
Yeah.
So great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to add to what MJ said about dates, for Java, I always use date-fns, a library to work with dates, because handling dates yourself is a pain.
There is moments too, or something like that. I just know
it's
this.
moment it's deprecates. It's
okay, I'm old.
Yeah, I guess it's I guess they don't support it anymore last year or the last 2 years, I believe. Can't remember. So I always use date-fns. It's great utilities. It can give you like, you can do the minus date, you can do a lot of stuff. I will share it in here in Zoom in case is to.
Dates are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, there has been an example 2 days ago. Because as you know, this has been a leap year, meaning that February had 29, and there is a lot of people that hard codes a year having 365 days, 365 days in the code, and that's not true every time. So we have leap year. What happened? A lot of companies had errors in February 29. So things not showing. I have seen big payment card processors being down for that issue. So using a library like Reda was telling, it's I would say super recommendable instead of doing it manually, because they have taking those things into account for adding, subtracting dates and everything else. I don't know if you have seen in your country any problem in the 29th. I have seen several in internet.
Yeah, we actually on Friday we had an issue at our job
Yeah.
regarding that.
Never. It was at our job, at our with a third party.
Yeah, third party. Yes.
I just saw some X threads about this problem,
Yeah.
and hopefully nothing. Hopefully we won't find something broke Monday. Yeah. Okay, so we will now move to our second retro, and David will lead that.
Yep. I have it ready. So let me share. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be same as last one. We are going to have 5-7 minutes to write things in each column. Remember to put your name at the end of the whatever you write, so we know who wrote it. Yeah, it's yeah, let me do one thing. It's I would like to go back to the last week to see our action items. So I did this. I don't know if it worked or not. Some random icebreakers. And yeah, we also shared some articles. I think we can improve on more reminders. Yeah, I think we have done some of the things, some of the actions from the last retro. So coming back to week 5. Yeah, I have a timer here, so I'm going to 5-7 minutes. I will ask if everyone is ready. So perfect. Let's put some stuff there.
Sorry. I need to access the thing. I didn't get that. Sorry. To access the retro.
The link?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so anyone needs a little bit more time?
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Yeah. You can start
Let me
actually.
know.
You can start and I'm finishing the writing.
Okay. Let's go then. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, as you know, we are going to start with appreciations. We are going to be in order. So, Khadija, it's yours, the first one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just again appreciation to every one of the collabs. Because yeah, it was really easy to collaborate with everyone, especially since we all have different schedules, but we were still able to finish all the issues on time. So thank you again to everyone.
Next one is mine. I want to shout out especially to IG to share, to be brave to share her personal work and the resilience article. So keep them coming, and yeah, I enjoyed it. IG, the next one is yours.
Thanks everyone for support, for reading, for guidance, helping me when I'm kind of like stuck. So I just say thank you to everybody. Over to you,
Perfect.
Henry.
Yep, Henry.
Okay, yeah. It's just thank you all for helping me get better at the demos. I recall that the first week I was terrible, and I've been getting better at it, and I'm really enjoying it. Thank you so much.
Cool. MG, next one is
Yeah,
yours.
this is a shout out to everyone because I think everyone is pulling their weight to get the stuff done, and I think in general we have like a great attitude to receive feedback, do changes, and bring stuff. So thank you all.
That two last ones are yours, Reda.
Yeah, of course, kudos to the team for their efforts to finish their tasks. I know that the issues are like getting a bit like harder, but you're all doing great. And thanks to David for the great resources and his efforts to sparkle a conversation. Thank you. Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Okay, so let's move to what do you think went well this week? Khadija?
Yeah, I think everybody was able to finish the issues on time. So yeah, we were able to present our solutions in the demos. So I'm yeah, happy about that. Yeah.
Also, I speak for myself and also MG that we wrote the same thing. First time with functional demos in production. So yeah, that's super good. You want to
I
add
want to
anything,
add,
MG?
yeah, that the demos have been continuously improving in general, both parts, the code part and the showing around. So great.
The communication improved. We can send a message direct or through the channel. So there've been improvements on communication, and David they helping out with the communication, also sharing articles and sharing videos. So Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry, I forgot the name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, this is not just for this week, but also actually from the start the descriptions are good. I love them. You really like go into details of what you did, and yeah, that's it. Also, like you all improved in doing the demos, not just for Kiki. Yeah, you're all doing great. I'm really proud of you all. Yeah.
great. So let's see how can we improve this as a group. MG,
The PRs, I think it's kind of a last minute thing that is happening. I mean, we got there on time, so it's good. But I think we have a little bit of trouble to just give the last push, to have time for all the stages of the PRs.
the next one is mine. So there is some confusion about the PR process. So you need to wait for mentor review before you can merge to main. This is also because it's what you are going to encounter in the real world. So let's try to stick to the process and be more I don't find the word. It's in Spanish. Strict, something like that. So stick to
I
the
guess
process.
You mean like
strict and
consistent?
Sorry, what?
Consistent. You mean
Yeah,
consistent?
consistent. Kind of, yeah.
By the rules, like by the book, like more follow the procedure.
I guess just discipline. That's the word. Oh, we are all not native speakers, so it's going to be hard to find the
Yeah,
right word.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, before you go, IJ, just I just agree with David and MG. I guess the third week was good. We really did like good with the PRs. I believe we did good. Everything was fun running by Saturday, I believe. But this week was a bit like of a mess. But the important we finished the task at time. Yeah, but you can stick more to the process. I have just I noticed that you are trying like to pair in the middle of the week. So maybe if it's much better if you work on the issues on the first 3 days. So Monday, Tuesday, and like Wednesday. So if you can work on the issues like for the first 3 days, that would be great. It's pairing is part of the process, but if you can't pair, it's okay to do it asynchronously. You know, you can split tasks
Yeah.
and do like the issue separately, and then maybe like do a 30 minutes meetup, like to just to discuss the changes and see if all is good. I mean, you should be flexible. That's all what I'm saying. Yep, that's it. Because the end the end goal is to finish the issue. That's to finish your task. That's the end goal. So just like try to be flexible, and like if you can't pair, it's totally fine to do it asynchronously.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like if you can throw 15-30 minutes to agree on the solutions or agree in the approach, that maybe if you don't have the time to pair, simply doing that for agreeing on your approach can work also for you to start work asynchronously. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's nice.
Um,
Okay,
yeah.
I think the important stuff should be pinned it gets mixed up with the chat. So one gets scrolling and all. Some of the videos for me, sometimes I don't see them on time. I have to, maybe I'm just scrolling through the chats, then I see one, and if I click. So I think important links and videos should be pinned so you get to see it easily.
Yeah, we already have like the most important things pinned to the channel. Do you have any other suggestions, IG, like of the what kind of
Like for example, when Dave send a video also, and the videos are actually very good. So sometimes it gets mixed up. We don't see those videos on time.
oh
For me,
you
I'm
mean
talking
the
from my end. Yeah,
do you mean the recording videos or
not recording. Sometimes it send things on not on records. Not
Yeah, she
only
means the
video.
talks that maybe I shared from time to time in the channel.
Like
Maybe the chat that
resources.
there are resources.
I don't know. Just an option.
I understand the idea behind, but maybe we already, if we pin everything, then the most important things that we have,
yeah
we are moving the mess to the other part. So yeah, maybe we can think on a different, like having, I think there is a channel for learnings. We can move the things there, something like that.
yeah. I
Also,
guess like yeah, go
no,
ahead,
go
Angie.
ahead. I will. If you are really interested in something, but you cannot see it in the moment and don't want to lose it, you can also write yourself, because this is something I do a lot of times in Slack. So you have a Slack channel with yourself. So if you are like, okay, I want to revisit this video somewhere, I write to myself. Sometimes like on Friday, I say, okay, I have to do this on Monday. I put it on the Slack. So that's something that works for me. Just in general, like a personal use that you want something for later.
Yeah.
Sorry, let go.
Yeah, another solution will be to this issue is to use the threads. So for one topic, like if I post something and we want to discuss it, let's not discuss that topic in the chat in the same, like I don't know how to say it, in the main thread, but use like use the thread button that we have in Slack. So the every conversation is like how can I say that, is collapsed, so it keeps things clean. I'm not sure if that's clear or not, but using
Okay.
threads can solve this issue.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
That's
you can
good
improve.
idea.
And also,
Okay,
if we
let's.
think something has to be pinned, we can pin it. There is no problem with that.
Yeah, sure, of course.
About actions, I will. I'm going to add the same action we had last retro to be more active and mentor some reminders to help you to stick to the process. I'm going to add that. Okay. Oh, do you think we can extract some action about important info, like something actionable? What do you think?
I would say that
Yeah,
what
but
Reda said about threads, and also
yeah,
if you really want something pinned, say so. Like, okay, I think this should be pinned, and we can pin it.
Yep.
Work.
And you should like say this should be pinned in the thread of the resource, or whatever links is like, or whatever message is sent, just like say that it should be pinned, but in the thread. Not sure if that's clear.
okay.
Yeah, I have a
Any-
question about your second one. Is the PR process clear? Like, do you guys feel it's clear, or do you need some reminder of how it should be? Not just like tell you in Slack, okay, PR should be ready, but do you feel like you know how they should be right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's clear. Yeah.
Perfect. So I think we can close here and let's move to the issues.
All right, I totally forgot about the issues. I was going to end the meeting. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me see. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Just trying to. What? Here it is. Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet?
Not yet?
Now. Yeah, now.
Okay, and you see like it's issue 10, right? I'm just not sure
Yep.
if it's. Okay, great. So this is like issue 10, and let's see. As a user, I want to be alerted when I am entering an empty item or an item that's already on my list. So user shouldn't be able to add an empty item to their list. Makes sense, or add the same item twice. If they try to do this, we need to show them an error message that explains the problem. This way will prevent some clutter in their list. Acceptance criteria, so show an error message if the user tries to submit an empty item. Also show an error message if the user tries to submit a new item that is identical to an existing name. For instance, if the list contains apples and the user tries to add another item like named apples. Also show an error message if the user tries to submit a new item that matches an existing name with punctuation and case normalized. So for instance, if the list contains apples and he entered apples with the P capital, like capital P, or with a comma or any other character, it shouldn't allow that. It's the same as this one. It's the same case. It's just do not let them like show an error message if they try to add the same item. And this is the user's original input is saved in the database. So if the already existing item is apples, that's the one that should like stay there, not the newly added. Try to add one. So there are a couple of ways to approach this task. If you are not sure how to begin, ask your mentors for advice. Well, this is always the case. If you need anything, always ask us for advice or help or anything. Okay, so do you have any questions about this? Okay, let me just see who will be working on this issue. IG and Jamila. Okay, so if there is any questions, let me know. IG. Okay, so this is for issue 10, and let's go to issue 11. Okay. You can see issue like my screen for issue 11, right? I'm not sure if I shared the whole window.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So as an item, I want my estimate next purchase date to be computed at the time my purchase is recorded. So this is like when you click the checkbox. So in the database, so the app can learn how often I buy different items. I guess this is the most important issue in the app, and it's also like kind of complicated. I remember last cohorts having problem with this. Yeah, but we are always here to help if you need anything. So let's see. In order to advise users about when to purchase things, the app needs to be able to calculate that guess and store it in a future date. So the calculate estimate function from the Collab Lab Shopper list details. So you will import this function from this library, and will help us know how many days in the future a purchase should happen. So in order to use the calculate estimate, we need to know how many days have passed since the time the item was last purchased. The acceptance criteria, so when the user purchases an item, the item's date next purchased property is calculated using this function calculate estimate and saved to the Firebase database. The date next purchased is saved as a date, not a number. So you need like to send a date, and a get days between dates function is exported from this dates file and imported in the Firebase file. Okay, so this function takes two JavaScript dates and return the number of days that have passed between them. Okay, so we have some notes here, working with Firestores dates. So the Firestore returns dates as special objects called timestamps, and this is an issue just we faced I and Jamila. So you will need to convert the timestamp to JavaScript date in order to work with it and complete this feature. So the timestamp object has the toDate method. You can like check the Firebase docs to see how you can like work with this timestamp objects. It's not a normal. You can't access the milliseconds and the date just by doing timestamp dot date or dot milliseconds. You need to use these kind of functions, and of course you can always refer to their docs. Yep. So calculating the time between JavaScript dates, comparing and manipulating JavaScript is notoriously tricky. And here is a hint: all date objects have a getTime method that returns a representation of that date in milliseconds. So we already talked actually about this in this weekly thing. That's actually what MG was talking about. That dates are tricky. Yep. And you already used this getTime and all of this, so you will be fine. And calculating the next purchase date, this is just a note about that. So you have this module and it should be already installed in your project. So it's already installed, and you just need to and it export this calculate estimate. You just need to import and use it, and it accepts 3 arguments: the previous estimate, which is a number, the last estimate purchase interval. This is going to be confusing for now, but you will understand it later once you start working on the issue. Days since last purchase, which is also a number, and it's the number of days that have elapsed between the last purchase date and now. You will need to figure out how to calculate this argument, and the total purchases, which is the total number of purchases made for the item. You already implemented this, and it's available for every item in the database. So given this information, calculate the estimate returns a whole number indicating the number of days until the user is likely to make their next purchase. Okay, that was a lot of information. Okay, so, and who's going to work on these issues, the lucky, yeah, Okiki and Khadija. You won the lottery. Let's see. Oh, Kiki.
Especially for these ones, I will say that you will maybe need to try to start working on this as soon as possible, because
Yeah, I
it's going to be
agree.
interesting.
I agree. Okay, so that's it for the issues for the next week. And also that's it for our weekly sync. Okay, so
Just
do
in
you
time,
have,
I think.
yeah, we like literally in time, like 2 minutes. So do you have any questions? Do you have anything you wanna ask about, or any concern or anything you wanna share with us before we end the meeting? Yeah. IG, do you wanna say something? You are muted, by the way.
Yeah, I don't need this proper, but I have a little issue with my Google Chrome. When we were working on the last issue, so I tried to sign in and it wasn't working. So I had to use another browser to sign in. So I don't know what's the main issue.
Yeah, it's a problem with the browsers are, I guess they are trying to, can't remember what's that, but it's related to third-party cookies. It's not a you issue or your project's issue. It's just how the auth has been like implemented. I will try to work on this today or tomorrow, and hopefully it will work for you later. Okay. It's just
Okay.
we need to update how it work. It's because of the Firebase function that we are using for authentications. Okay.
Okay.
It's been raised as an issue in the mentors channel. Just I didn't have time to dig into it, so I will try to work on it. It's the same you had, MG, when the
Yeah, it
first
didn't
time.
work.
Yeah, now on Firefox it's not working at all, I believe.
Yeah, and Firefox doesn't work. That's what it wasn't working for me because I use
Yeah.
Firefox, but in Chrome is supposed to work.
Yeah, it's just something related with the browser updating some policies, and yeah, I don't know if you all got an email about that, about like some changes in the Firebase functions. But anyway, we will work on it, and then I will let you know, IG, so you can try and tell us if it's working. Okay, thanks for bringing that up. Thank you. I thought it's not causing an issue for most of you, so I didn't give it much attention. But we will work on it. Okay. And who's doing code review this week? Sorry, I can't remember. Is it me or
It's
David?
you.
Okay, it's me then. So when you finish your issues and the other pairs has reviewed like your code, please tag me to or mention me to review your PR. Okay, and that's it for our weekly thank. Thank you for your time and thank you for being here. And I will see you again later. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.